क्रीं कालिये नमः, क्रीं कपालिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कान्ताय नमः, क्रीं कामदाय नमः, क्रीं कामसुन्दर्ये नमः, क्रीं कालरात्रे नमः, क्रीं कालिकाय नमः, क्रीं कालभैरवपूजिताय नमः, क्रीं कुरुकुल्लाय नमः, क्रीं कामिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कमलयस्वभाविन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलीनाय नमः, क्रीं कुलकर्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलवर्मप्रकाशिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कस्तूरिरसनिलाय नमः, क्रीं काम्याय नमः, क्रीं कामस्वरूपिण्ये नमः, क्रीं कटारवननिलयाय नमः, क्रीं कामधेनवे नमः, क्रीं करालिकाय नमः, क्रीं कुलकान्ताय नमः, क्रीं करालास्याय नमः, क्रीं कामार्ताय नमः, क्रीं कलावत्ये नमः, क्रीं कृशोदैर्ये नमः, क्रीं कामाख्याय नमः, क्रीं कौमार्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलपालिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलजाय नमः, क्रीं कुलमान्याय नमः, क्रीं कलहाय नमः, क्रीं कुलपूजिताय नमः, क्रीं कामेश्वर्ये नमः, क्रीं कामकान्ताय नमः, क्रीं कुञ्जरेश्वरगामिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कामदात्रे नमः, क्रीं कामहर्ये नमः, क्रीं कृष्णाय नमः, क्रीं कपर्दिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुमुदाय नमः, क्रीं कृष्णदेहाय नमः, क्रीं कालिन्दीकुलपूजिताय नमः, क्रीं काश्यपे नमः, क्रीं कृष्णमात्रे नमः, क्रीं पुरुषाङ्गे नमः, क्रीं कलाय नमः, क्रीं रूपाय नमः, क्रीं कुलगम्याय नमः, क्रीं कमलाय नमः, क्रीं कृष्णपूजिताय नमः, क्रीं कृशाङ्गे नमः, क्रीं किन्नर्ये नमः, क्रीं कर्ये नमः, क्रीं कलकञ्चे नमः, क्रीं कारिके नमः, क्रीं कम्बुकञ्चे नमः, क्रीं कौलिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुमुदाय नमः, क्रीं कामजीविन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलस्त्रिये नमः, क्रीं कीर्तिकाय नमः, क्रीं कृत्याय नमः, क्रीं कीर्त्ये नमः, क्रीं कुलपालिकाय नमः, क्रीं कामदेवलाय नमः, क्रीं कल्पताय नमः, क्रीं कामाङ्गवर्धिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुन्ताय नमः, क्रीं कुमुदप्रीताय नमः, क्रीं कदम्बसुमोत्सुकाय नमः, क्रीं कादम्बिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कमलिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कृष्णानन्दप्रदायिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुमारी पूजनरताय नमः, क्रीं कुमारी रक्षोदिताय नमः, क्रीं कुमारी रञ्जनरताय नमः, क्रीं कुमारी व्रतधारिण्ये नमः, क्रीं कङ्काल्ये नमः, क्रीं कमनीयाय नमः, क्रीं कामशास्त्रविशारदाय नमः, क्रीं कपालक्ष्मानधाय नमः, क्रीं कालभैरवरूपिण्ये नमः, क्रीं कोटर्ये नमः, क्रीं कोटराक्ष्ये नमः, क्रीं काशीवासिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कैलासवासिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कात्यायन्ये नमः, क्रीं कार्यकर्ये नमः, क्रीं काव्यशास्त्रप्रमोदिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कामाय नमः, क्रीं कर्षणरूपाय नमः, क्रीं कामपीठनिवासिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कण्टिन्ये नमः, क्रीं काटिन्ये नमः, क्रीं क्रीडाय नमः, क्रीं कुत्सिताय नमः, क्रीं कलहप्रियाय नमः, क्रीं कुन्दगोलोद्भवप्राणाय नमः, क्रीं कौशिक्ये नमः, क्रीं कीर्तिवर्धिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कुम्भस्तन्ये नमः, क्रीं कटाक्षाय नमः, क्रीं काव्याय नमः, क्रीं कोकनदप्रियाय नमः, क्रीं कान्तारवासिन्ये नमः, क्रीं कान्त्ये नमः, क्रीं कठिनाय नमः, क्रीं कृष्णवल्लभाय नमः, क्रीं महाकाल्यै नमः. Jai Kali Ma. Let us know a few things about the sadhana. Our Hindu nation is the birthplace of spiritual teachings and ideologies. To fulfill our desires, we constantly engage in practice, which is, we can say, as effort, and we call it sadhana. A poet becomes a good poet through practice. A sage becomes a great sage through penance. In every aspect, practice holds a prominent place. This practice, however, is of two types. One is physical, related to the body. When we train our body, it trains to do so many creative activities. And the second one is the divine, related to the divine which is in this universe, the supernatural power. Some scientists call it as technology. Some atheists call it as some unknown thing. But all spiritual beings call it as the power of divine. From ancient times, great sages have relied on mantra sadhana. They proved that through this practice, our desires can be fulfilled and the liberation can be attained. And they have proved that the divine power is subject to mantras. Mantras are not superstitious belief. In this universe, only two things exist. One is the sound and the second one is light. The sound, our ancestors, the great Maharshis, has declared and practiced the sound, and they call it Bija mantras, and they named mantras, Bija mantras. In divine worship, we often hear the words mantra, tantra and yantra, don't we? These three are not separate. They are three forms of a single energy. All these three things, mantra, tantra and yantra, all these three things are not separated. They are three forms of a single energy. As we see, the scientists and many theories explain that
in this universe, the energy exists. Mantras are what activate the energy within an individual to help them achieve desired results. The pictorial representation of these mantras is yantras. We have yantra. The yantra is the physical form of the mantra. When the mantra, the power of the mantra, picturized, it becomes yantra. The Kriyatmak, it is active and it is practical forms are given through tantras. For example, the yantra puja, when we do yantra puja, and the rhythm of the puja, and the practice of the puja, and the ritual of the puja becomes tantra. So actually, the mantras, when it picturized, when it is given the physical form, that becomes yantra, and the rhythm or the ritual or the procedure of the puja, yantra puja, becomes the tantra. So these mantra, tantra and yantra, these three forms belong to only single energy. Now, in the confluence of these three forms, this active knowledge helps us achieve our desired outcomes. There is nothing that cannot be achieved through mantra sadhana. For every kamyam means the desire, every being which is taken birth in this universe, they need to have kamyam, the desire to eat, the desire to take breath, the desire to survive. You may question me that desires may lead to suffering. Desire is the cause for suffering. So, a mature spiritual being should not have desires. But in our Vedic tradition and in Vedanta, they have given us 4 dharmas. Chaturvida Purusharthas, they call it. They are dharma, artha, kama and moksha. These 4 things. If we don't undergo all these 4 parts of our life, 4 instruments of our life, there is no fulfillment of this janma or this life. So therefore, kamyam, the desire is the part and parcel of our life. Every being who has a physical form in this universe, he or she or it, even animals or any creature, they should have desire. Some are naturally, the desire is given by the universe, the nature. Some desires belong to our consciousness. So, you need to have a desire, there's nothing wrong in that. And if you want to fulfill your desire, if you want to fulfill your kamyam, there are specific mantra and a process for its practice. The great sages have devised many obstacles, impediments, paths, methods and theories in mantra sadhana. Our ancestors, the great Maharshis, Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, they have given us the experiences of their lives through Shruti and Smriti. And they are not the superstitious beliefs, they are the great scientists. They didn't give us only impractical things. They have practiced, they have witnessed, and they have experienced, they have undergone, they achieved, and given us wonderful things to achieve the kamyam, the desire. Numerous texts have come to light explaining all of these. Numerous texts. So we have in that the great energies, Mahavidyas, Dasha Mahavidyas, are the 10 great universal energies that which help all the human beings to fulfill all these Chaturveda Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshas, and to fulfill their lives. In this Dashamahavidyas, Srividya also included. So these are all not superstitious rituals. They are the scientific practices to face the challenges of our day-to-day and to overcome all the natural calamities and to conquer the physical challenges which we are prone to challenge. So here, the word sadhana has a very broad meaning. Sadhana is the practice adopted to achieve success in a task or to obtain a result. In the view of some acharyas, some maharshis, we have agama granthas and we have Dashamahavidya sadhanas, the scriptures. And they have very clearly given the procedures to practice and to achieve the goals of every being, every creature in this universe. Sadhana is the effort made to achieve the desired outcome. Now let us see how sadhana helps every individual. Through sadhana, the practitioner becomes free from the 3 types of suffering and attains bliss. See, for example, we become very happy if we get something we like. If we don't get it, we worry, we grieve. When we get something we like, we experience great comfort. However, we still desire something else, another thing. There is no end to these continuous desires. Psychology states that if what is expectation is achieved, which is achievement, we experience happiness, satisfaction in that. However, whenever an expectation is met, the desire only grows further. This leads to the disruption of happiness and paves the way for sorrow. So, generally, these Dashamahavidyas will enlighten. If you are trying to escape from your family responsibilities, or if you are trying to escape from your duties, or if you are trying to escape from earning money, earning position, these all are very much important as the moksha, because dharma, artha, kama and moksha, all these 3 things should be helpful to achieve moksha. Without dharma, artha, kama, if you say that you want only moksha, then that is not accepted in this Kali Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga. We need to fulfill our duties. See, when we see Purana Purushas, including Lord Sri Krishna, and the great warriors like Pandavas, like Arjuna, Bhima, the great warriors, they had desire. They prayed, they practiced these all rituals, and they got what they want. And Lord Sri Krishna, who has given the great Bhagavad Gita to this universe, who has uttered that do your duty without expectation, and he himself had desires and advised Arjuna to worship Devi and to get such kind of boons in order to win over the evil or the enemies like Kauravas. So we need to think it here. Desire is not wrong. But as we discussed earlier, continuous desires are wrong. Usually they say in the business education or studies, they say that need and want. There is differentiation between need and want. So here in this competitive world, every person in need, your need may become want to someone else. You cannot judge your desire whether it is a need or want peripherally, until and unless a person's circumstances. For example, if two friends, one is doing a highly packaged job like 50 lakh or 1 crore per annum, and he has every luxurious life, a great car or maybe a great life, having bungalows and branded cars and branded sophisticated life, where the same batchmate or classmate may be having a less job and living truthfully, but he may be satisfied himself, but his kith and kins, maybe his family members, may compare with the other person who is doing a software job with a high package, may compare and criticize this person who is truthful, who is satisfied himself. So in this Kali Yuga, the comparison is the evil thing, and even when you want to have a good life, a comfortable life, a satisfied life, the people around you may not allow you to live that life. So you need to do extra things to satisfy your family members, others. Maybe for some people it may be wrong, but when you are capable of thinking, earning riches and sharing with the poor and needy, the Vedas and the Dasha Mahavidyas, all Mahavidyas support you. If you are potential enough to earn something, to desire something, to become the great person, a rich person, and sharing that money, the richness, the ideology, the experience with the poor people and needed people, that is encouraged. That is not a greedy. So here in this sadhana, our literature, our Vedas very clearly telling us having desire is always acceptable. But continuous desires are wrong. And whatever you wanted to earn or become rich for yourself and for the betterment of the people or the community or the religion, you should do it. You should not go away from your interests. You should not escape from your talent. When you are a talented person, when you can earn a lot of money truthfully, without cheating others, without grabbing others' money, without grabbing others' opportunities, so that nature will cooperate with you. So here, the sadhana, as we have very clearly talking about the sadhana, this sadhana helps us to achieve our desires. And Dasha Mahavidyas, today we are having Kalima. Kalima is the form of this universe. She is the protector, she is the creatrix, she is the creator, and she is the destroyer of our Maya, this universe and everything. And when we worship her, as we have been discussing so many things about the power of Kalima, she is Shakti, she is the origin of this so-called energy. And she is the owner of all these planets. She is the power of all these planets. Suppose we the human beings, taking the human form, we are prone to the influences of all the planets. Because all the planets also exist like our body and they are interrelated. All those influences will be affecting your physical health, your consciousness, your psychological or your brain waves. They will influence on your brain. They will influence on your thinking. So, when you worship Kalima, when you do Kali Sadhana, you will be entering into her energy. That energy will help you to challenge, to face these struggles, to challenge these struggles, to face and challenge this poverty. When you are missing the opportunities, where others are grabbing that opportunities and being as a successful people. Every one of us needed this sadhana. Through the sadhana, it's not a superstitious belief. It's a great thing of our ancestors. They have given us these Mahavidyas to achieve, to experience, to earn, and to support your family, to yourself, to the community, to your country, and finally, all to this universe. So therefore, let us do the sadhana. As earlier we have discussed Ashtottara, Kali Ashtottara. In this Ashtottara, we are praising Kalima through some Bijaksharas. All those Bijaksharas. She doesn't need your praising. She doesn't need your pujas. She doesn't need your sacrifice. What she wants, you need to produce some energy through the mantra sadhana. When you utter the Bijaksharas, you are producing some energy into this universe. When you are sitting in your home and doing mantra sadhana, you are releasing some energy to this universe. The energy is which creates the frequency of this universal energy. They are the Bijaksharas of Kalima. When you connect it to the frequency of this universal energy, whatever you want, you will receive. All the riches are already existing in this universe. Only you need to do is, you need to chant. You need to do sadhana. You need to do yantra puja. You need to do all rituals in order to get what you want. Finally, after achieving all this dharma, artha, kama, then the moksha is declared to you. It will be automatically given when you fulfill your desires, when you stop having continuous desires. So with that awareness, we do Kali Sadhana and we achieve so many day-to-day life challenges and your desires. Jai Kalima. Srimati Namaha.